Happy New Year. It's good to be back. Hello, Flo. How's it going?
All good, thank you, Matthew. How is it going for you?
Good. It's good to be back for a new year. Hope everyone enjoyed the festive break. How was your festive break, Flo?
It was quite nice to see, the family and friends. But my daughter was sick, so it was quite hard. I didn't sleep a lot. But I guess this is what happens to every parent, so I won't complain.
It's good though. That's the reverse now, no? Because usually I think it's usually the parent gets sick. But it was the reverse of Christmas, unfortunately.
I'm pretty sure if she wasn't sick, I would have been sick myself. I was not allowed to be sick because of her.
Yeah. Nice. Will we have any teasers today, Flo? Or still another while?
We could.
We could. Okay, we shall see.
We could. Right, it's pretty quiet.
Yes. Emmerich has joined us. Something in my gut tells me he has a question for you, Flo, so get ready.
Okay.
The forum might have given me away, so.
Hey, Emmerich, how's it going?
Yeah. Oh, good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
I guess Happy New Year's, by the way.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
What's the crack?
But there's kind of two things. Well, it's only one thing, but one it's a rant, one is not a rant, but one is kind of a feedback point, and one kind of hopefully to get a solution. So you know how I think last time when I was on, we kind of talked about that whole idea of forking custom components. And I did say, well, it's a brilliant thing with AI to basically fork that and stuff. I somehow don't 100% kind of trust it. and I have seen the videos around Matthew, that you did around kind of building the custom component, or I guess taking it, forking it, and updating it with Claude or Cursor and so on. That's kind of my last resort, basically. But what I'm trying to sort out, or what I'm trying to do here is, so I have this AI chat integration that I'm doing. This is not with OpenAI. So this is, I think, the back end of this may be a Pinecone endpoint for this. So basically, what simple as that. Basically, I'm kind of sending a question. I have a limit issue right now, but anyway, I'm sending a question. I'm getting an answer back. It's not streamed or anything like that. So that comes in. So the functionality that I'm really kind of trying to do here is, whenever the response comes back with a bullet point or a number, which in this case it came with a bullet point, I've used a bit of JavaScript, and I've kind of used some of the AI tools to kind of figure out how to do that. But and I basically split that and map and added that tell me more kind of, I guess, tag. So what my objective here would be, that whenever I click this tell me more, it basically takes the context of that particular bullet point from where that tell me more comes. And I have a separate pop-up that I would want to open like this on the side of that. And then basically I'm doing another API call for that, context there. And the same flow would work. So my question basically, it's how can I do this? The whole rant thing was like, I'd rather not use the forking option. I'd rather to kind of stick to kind of out of the box component if possible.
And that's for a chat component, or just in general?
No, just for the chat component. Yeah. Just because I'm using it in a number of places, I kind of have different endpoints across the application. So I kind of have multiple of these chat components. And I don't know. I mean, the way I'm really thinking about this AI chat component is, I'm kind of hoping that you guys will also kind of bring out some new stuff as well. I was, posting the other day on the forum. I was thinking, like, I've kind of improvised here the kind of the related questions or suggested question idea, but it would be nice to kind of have a configuration where we can kind of do like bubbles here at the top or something, or even like the thinking mode, how you kind of have like thinking. I saw that, I think, in one of the videos you kind of you've done the skeleton and stuff like that, but I was thinking like things like that. So I'm hoping that at one point you guys are kind of, I guess, updating the component or adding new things, and I'm not sure how that would work if I'm forking the component, basically.
Mm-hmm. How do you want to do this, Flo? Do you want to take which question do you want to take first?
Maybe I'll start with a question before.
Sure, yeah.
The endpoint you're calling, can you manage the output, or you cannot? You just receive this answer, and then you need to
so
customize it.
Yeah, so I just I use an edge function to do that, basically, and so anyway, that this is kind of my thing, yeah. And basically, what I do whenever I get the response back from that, I basically kind of modify it from there, but I can't do anything on the other side, basically.
Okay.
So it just gives you one massive string back?
Yeah, it just gives me so if I just test that in there, send that. Yeah, so that's basically what I'm getting. So I'm getting a answer, I guess, true, and then the answer itself, and then I get some additional metadata in there, but nothing else that I can use in a different way.
Okay. So you would like to have the tell me more, right? Every time you have bullet points?
Yeah, so I mean, yes. So every time I have bullet points, or every time that I have numbers. Let me just do something in here so I can actually So I can actually show you this. This is just kind of a better backend on that. Yeah. So if I send the question, refresh data. Yeah. So if I send the question, yeah. So I get this back. So I get the tell me more. So that's brilliant. But basically, whenever I kind of hover that, it doesn't. I'm not sure how can I trigger basically a workflow from the tell me more. So the tell me more is already kind of I'm already processing the response. So the tell me more is not from the response; it's from the workflow that I have. So in the workflow, I'm adding that. Yeah.
Okay. So you need to tell me more for every bullet point, every one of them, or just
Correct.
just one for the list?
No, for every one of them. Yeah. So for
everyone.
everyone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, initial ways for bullet points.
I can think of a way, but it would be very complex.
Yeah.
I mean, on that point, Matthew, I did. Not sure if it was something similar or something like this, but I have seen kind of I found around the forum unlisted video with you kind of doing some type of tutorial with triggering stuff. So I kind of went halfway through and stopped basically, and you lost me halfway through there. So I'm not sure if that's kind of.
I don't think it was related to the AI chat thing, because I don't think I created something for.
Not on the AI chat. Okay. No.
Because what you can trigger any workflow in JavaScript. So I guess in the workflow where you are adding the tell me more, you could in here. So let me see where you are. Okay, so in here, in tell me more and the link. I'm pretty sure in here you could add. You could execute JavaScript. So you could have a click equal something like this. And then you could trigger a workflow in here. Because we have a JavaScript line for that. But this is tinkering. Indeed, the best way would be to fork the chat component and ask AI to update the code. So every time there is a bullet point in here, add the tell me more and trigger an event. If I were to do it myself, I would do it like this. I would ask AI to add an event, and so on your chat element, you could add a workflow, and you would have a new trigger. You know, at the top of the workflow, you have some triggers.
Yeah.
So I would do it, yes, in here. And instead of on message send, you would ask AI to add on tell me more click. And the event should send the content of the bullet point. And then you can, in here, trigger any workflow, execute, open a pop-up or something like this. I would do it like this, but I guess maybe Matthew, you have another idea. Maybe.
No, my one was related to yours. That's why I was because if you were injecting it with JavaScript, I guess you could, in a hacky way, add some kind of ID or class and then set up an event listener for when that's clicked. But if your concern with forking, Emmerich, is that you wouldn't then get future updates to the component, what I think you could do, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Flo, is that since all of our components are on GitHub, I think you could fork it directly on GitHub and then upload that as a custom component to your workspace. And because it's a fork of our custom coded component, whenever there's a future version of it, you could do some kind of merge. Am I right in thinking about that, Flo, or no?
Yes, but it's technical. You have to copy the commits and then add them. It's not that easy to do.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was going to ask, in terms of forking, what would be kind of, I guess, your recommendation to just go directly from the UI fork and then and then the forked component, I would give it to the AI to basically update, or should I just, I don't know, is that kind of the best workflow to add that?
Yeah, you can test this. So the AI agent that is building custom coded component in the editor is still in beta, and often for those kind of components, as it's quite big, even if it's just a component, that AI agent is triggering to do it. This is something that we are going to totally change in the coming weeks and months. So we are going to change that UX for this. So you can test, you can try just once to do it with this agent, like add a trigger called on tell me more click and so on, something like this. If it's not working, the best way is to do like Matthew is explaining in his video. I think it's the best way. You can use Cursor or Claude or anything you like, just to create your component like this. You can iterate in a better way. So then in the editor, you just have to deal with the trigger, and you won't have any custom JavaScript like this. So yeah, you have two ways. That's three ways. You can start with the JavaScript you have already written. Tell me more. In here, I think you can add something like on click and then trigger a workflow. So I can find out how to trigger a workflow with JavaScript. I don't know if you have a doc for this, Matthew. I don't remember.
I don't think we have it in the docs, but I know it's. Give me 1 second because I have it somewhere.
So yeah, let's find that line, and you can ask ChatGPT, for example. You copy paste your code, and you say, okay, in the link in here, I need to execute this line of JavaScript, and so you will have just to find the ID of your workflow. I don't know if you know how to find a workflow ID. So if you go to your workflows, yes, in here.
Yeah, the logic.
Select one of them. Okay, you don't have it, so you need to display it. So for this, you need to click more at in the top bar. And I think it's been moved in development. And on the left-hand side, you have show dev information. It's the last one. Yes, this one, super. And so you see, yes, you have copy ID. So you can use that, and this is the ID you will need in the JavaScript. So you're gonna have a function to trigger in JavaScript. It's something like www.workflow.execute or something like this. And between the parentheses, you're going to need to add the ID. And then this might work. So you will be able to trigger a workflow like this. And in that case, in the workflow, what I would say, so when you create a workflow, you can add some parameters. You know how to do that?
Yeah.
So in the parameter, I would advise to add the content of the bullet point or an ID or something that will allow you to then make the call to get all the details you want to display. So are you following me? So basically, you would create a global workflow in here with a parameter with the content that you need to make the call to get the details. Okay.
And then I go back to this. To this.
Yes, exactly. And in here, you will have to change that. Yes. And I guess in here, I don't remember the correct way to do that, but I'm pretty sure I could find out the proper JavaScript to execute the proper line in here to execute the JavaScript. And then you have to provide the ID and then the content of the bullet point. And I'm pretty sure you can find the content in here, something like this.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
I've added that line of JS to execute the workflow in the chat. The first one was just for if you wanted to execute a workflow, but if you wanted to pass input params, you would use the second one. So you would replace that. In the parentheses, there's the first part is the ID of the workflow. So you'd want to swap that out with the ID. And then the second part is you pass in inside of that object a key value pair for basically every input. So in that example I put in the chat, there's a text 1 input and a text 2 input.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's. I mean, I'll try this, but yeah, if not, I'll probably just get the fork the component from GitHub. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you want it, yes, ask for a trigger, so you can then use it easily in JD12.
Yeah.
And if you were to fork it, you could probably add much nicer styling as well. So you could add a custom "tell me more" button and things like that. So it's probably
true.
There's extra perks to it.
Yeah. What was it? Yeah, it kind of went away. The other thing I was going to say, I think I posted this on the forum, but I'm not sure if it, where you have the log and you have this kind of copy icon, and it's just like, oh my God, I know exactly what it does. But actually, when you copy that, it doesn't actually copy what you're expecting that it should copy. If I paste it in here, I think, so it just copies, I guess, the title of the workflow or something of the log. I was thinking, like, in the new update or something like that, is there a plan to actually copy the log message itself? Yeah.
We changed that. I can show you after, but we changed the component that is displaying this so you can copy. There is a trick to copy it. You need to right click. You select it.
Oh well, I mean, I've been using for that for sure.
And then you right click and you click copy, and that should work.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that, but sometimes it's like, when you kind of want to go kind of to basically get the details. And sometimes it's like, I'm not sure, if you have like a bunch of these, you're not sure if like, is it somewhere hidden in like the fourth or the fifth one? It would be nice just to like copy the entire thing in a simple way. Yeah. But yeah, for sure. That's kind of one to do there. Okay. And this was a question because you mentioned. So are you saying that like the AI, I guess, functionality or like the backend agent and stuff like that is due to be updated over the next couple of weeks? Kind of, I guess, in a better way, is it?
In this quarter, let's say this quarter.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So some new updates in there. To be honest, it's like I went with kind of a love-hate relationship with the whole AI. I kind of love Webflow, but it's like the AI stuff. I could see like, oh my God, this could work really well, but it's not for me. I think I was one of the users that had that limit issue, and that was basically just like, I basically couldn't use AI for a number of months, but now it's like, oh my God, it's like I use it all the time. I kind of go through the tokens, like, it's brilliant. And if you can get that even better, oh my God. Oh yeah. On that point, I have another one with AI. Sometimes whenever you do get the response, it shows you the revert button, but sometimes it doesn't. So that's kind of I guess will potentially improve. The other one, I really liked that option of whenever you're using it to say, oh, I want you to build or to ask, and it would be nice to build without workflows. So you kind of design. Sometimes you just want to design rather than to actually do workflows. So that's the other thing. And then to add to that is like it's creating workflows and it's creating variables, but I can't identify them. It's like now it's like, oh, how did this folder get about? It's like, so it would be nice whenever we do get that report or some type of index or whatever that may be to kind of see, okay, these are the variables that have been created. This is the workflow. It just says, oh, variables created, that type of thing. So I think that would just like add layers of benefits to the AI stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. Totally understand. And if you don't want any variables or workflows, for now, what you can do is to explicitly say to AI, no workflows, no bindings, no formulas. You say that, and normally you should only have a UI. But,
I mean, that's kind of the trick that I've been using. Is like starting with don't create any workflows. So sometimes it's like, sometimes I kind of want ideas. Oh yeah, that's the other. I'm kind of going over this. That's the other thing is like sometimes. So you have the data grid component, which I was really excited for a while, but somehow it just doesn't hit for me basically. I prefer to just build a custom table. But if I ask it to basically say something, it's like, oh, build me a list of things and so on and so forth, by default, it kind of goes to that. So I kind of usually start with a list of rules, basically. Don't use data grid, don't build any workflows, don't do any of this, and then I kind of give it I gotta give it the instruction for that. And I think it's pretty good at keeping to that. But anyway, just yes, just some feedback in there.
No, that's really interesting. We were thinking internally to have an interface to select all the components you would allow AI to use. So basically, your design system, and then you would say, oh no, I don't want to use those native components or web components. I just want to use this one and this one and this one. And so this is the only context available for AI to be used.
Yeah. I'm on a roll right now. So let me give you another one. So
okay, perfect.
I love the
I'm making notes, Flo, don't worry.
Super, thank you.
So apology for anyone that is kind of queuing up.
No, you're good.
So I love the Figma to WeWeb piece. It's like, that's brilliant. You can find inspiration on Figma. You can do stuff, etc., etc. But actually, are you doing that? But what's kind of the value in there, with the exception of like some colors, some text, fonts, etc., etc. The real value would be, and I think we kind of chatted about this, Matthew, is like, if I have a component in Figma, the component to be automatically built in WeWeb with all the parameters. Okay, that might not be feasible for now, but how about if we just how some in the past you used to buy these WordPress themes, or even like what's the Webflow, and they would have like a page with the design system. And I was thinking, like, would there be a I don't know, a UI interface, or would we create like a page, like a regular page in WeWeb? And that's what I started to do, where I'm basically, in a way, kind of building my own visual design system. Because if you think about it, design system not just like colors. It's like, oh, I just want to have like that one button, but I want to see it, basically. So I was thinking, like, I've tried doing manually, which of course that's but it's just like, it just takes a lot of time and stuff like that. And I was thinking, like, okay, could I use the AI to say, and I've attached like a few pictures and said, use all these variations and just build me one component button, and then I'm dragging that on the page, and I'm kind of building a visual design system. So I'm not sure if that's a feedback point. Is that something you guys have already thought of? But yeah, building the design system, I think it would be really, really, really powerful to kind of, and of course, kind of getting it from there and being able to transfer it from project to project. That would be really good. Yeah, but anyway.
No, right. Thank you very much for this feedback. This is super interesting, and I really like it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I bet some of these things are probably kind of low hanging fruit, and some of these is like overly complicated for the outcome that he may actually bring to the community and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, so some of the things that I've bumped into. Last one, I promise. Again, this is more of a training and I don't know, kind of end user training. The difference between the global workflows, because even on this solution, that you guys mentioned, we're kind of working between global workflows, or I guess project workflows, and page, or I guess triggered workflows from buttons and components and so on and so forth. I think it would be good from a content point of view, just to kind of put out there some more ideas, some more tutorials on the global workflows, just because it's like I'm still not 100% confident to just action some of those, and some of them more simple, when you just pass one parameter. But for example, on this one, I was thinking, like, I have probably like 12 different API endpoints, and I was thinking on different pages, and I was thinking, like, you know what? I think, like, if I spent enough time, I think I could build a global workflow and just have like 6 or 7 or 8 parameters that I'm just calling from each individual page or component, and I only have one function or one workflow to do. But I just didn't feel that comfortable about that. And yeah, that's the other thing about AI. Whenever you kind of give it stuff, the AI is really a big fan of global workflows, and then it kind of does stuff, and then it's like build global workflows, and you're not seeing kind of the full picture with that audit trail that I mentioned in there. But I was thinking, in case you guys lack ideas for tutorials and stuff like that, it would be a good idea to do some global workflow, I guess, tutorials.
Thank you. That's super useful.
Yeah.
With the new launch, we want to go big on the video content, and especially the shorter tutorials, I think. So it's
oh yeah, oh my god, I love those. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Just as a quick one, Emmerich, so your point about the design systems, not to do some kind of plug, but I put a component library on the marketplace a few weeks back. It's completely my own. It's not affiliated to WeWeb in any way. But I say that just because that is kind of what you're describing, where in a separate project, you could set up your design system, you could have a page to have the variables, have your components and everything, and then you could use that library of that project in other projects in your workspace, essentially. So it's definitely feasible.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, 100%. But the idea is, like, for example, you kind of get the inspiration, like, and I love kind of the I probably bumped into it a bunch of times. It's like, but yeah, it's like, people want to kind of do their own thing and stuff like that, and they kind of see pictures. But that would be it, basically. Even if you're working on a particular project, and if you're working, like, I guess, with the client, sometimes they have a design system, sometimes they don't, and that's the other thing that I kind of like with WeWeb is, like, I don't have to kind of go in Figma and spend 3 weeks of building something and then kind of getting a validation of their UI, and then we're kind of going into build mode. It's like, clients really like the fact that if we kind of say, oh, we can build this, it's like in the next 5 hours or tomorrow, I can give you a quick demo. And this is kind of the value of that. But if I do that now, I have to kind of go back to kind of rebuild it in a way, or kind of so I can actually build components and have structure and have this. So that's why I'm thinking, like, if I could go and have like I don't know, call it like a multi-step form, but it wouldn't really be that, but it would be like, okay, what are the for example, on your library as well, you basically have like a handful of individual components. You have like buttons, you have like inputs, you have like, so you could list 12 of these, and you would basically go as a form to say, now we're designing the buttons component. How many versions of this do you want? It's like, how many parameters? So it's kind of a UI build, if it makes sense. I mean, it doesn't have to be that complicated, but that's basically what I'm thinking. Is like, how can someone just go through a journey, and at the end of the 25 questions, 60 questions, whatever that may be, we have a design system of components, rather than kind of individually designed buttons spread across 6 or 7 pages that you've kind of built over the weekend to kind of show a client, basically. Yeah. But anyway, long shot.
That makes total sense. I had a meeting this morning with the AI team, so we are thinking about adding a ready-made design system in the new projects with tokens, color, spacings, and many of those things. And so the nice thing with this is that we could also add an onboarding to update when you start a project like this. So this is kind of what you were talking about. So
yeah, for sure, yeah.
So no, it makes total sense.
Yeah, perfect.
There's no one waiting, Emmerich, so I have a quick question.
Okay, sure.
Because I think when you start, correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, when you started using Supabase, I think edge functions were a bit of a learning curve for you. But now that you've kind of got familiar with them, I'm curious, like, how's your experience now working with edge functions? Are you actually happy with them, or?
Dude, oh my god. So listen, I don't come from a like a technical background, like a developer or anything like that. I kind of come from like an enterprise architecture, that type of thing, kind of enterprise implementation, CRMs, things like that. So anyway, so long story short, I bump into WeWeb and so on and so forth, and I start using Xano with the idea of low code, no code. It's like, kudos to those, and I love those guys, etc. And I've used them on a couple of projects, but now with Cursor and with Claude, and literally the other day I started using Google's version of what is it, antimatter or whatever, anti-gravity. Yeah. And it's like, why would I? Yeah, Xano just seems so complicated right now, and with like the function building and their table management and stuff like that, I kind of like, but it's like it's just tables. But whenever you get to functions and the power of functions and all of that, unfortunately for Xano, just with the AI, Supabase just seems very, very easy to work with, and of course, it's not just the edge functions. But it's the SQL stuff. It's like, oh my God, I just feel I went 2 levels up. It's the fact that you can call SQL functions directly from WeWeb, and that just improves my speed. And it's one of those things. It's like, if I just want to know, I say, it's like, this is kind of the combination of data that I want. And I say, give me a comparison of speed between edge functions and directly calling an SQL. And it just even gives me that. And I'm like, okay, well, I could use, edge function because I'm kind of doing something, this, that, and the other. So that works perfectly. I really love it. It's like, Supabase. I always kind of like these type of tools. So I always, you guys were kind of, I guess, for your own backend, you're kind of going over to, Neon or something like that, using that, and I was kind of checking that up to see what options. I know Replit are also kind of using them because I used them for a while as well. So yeah, I really, right now Supabase is kind of, with the exception of WeWeb, of course, is kind of my favorite tool.
Do you ever wish you could stick a visual layer on top of Supabase in any way, or are you so happy with how the AI works, I guess, that you never even need to?
Yeah, I don't have to. No, okay, not even thinking about that. Yeah, the only not.
And what about, to be honest, RLS?
Well, yeah, I was Ryan. You kind of took the words out of my mouth. Basically, the only thing where you guys could catch me is probably because edge functions and SQLs, I really love those. And of course, it's like the auth, and it's like, Supabase is just a big thing. The only way that you guys can probably catch me for projects is if you're sorting out the SEO stuff, the SSR or whatever. So if you're
not the security,
not the security, not the security is the Google indexing stuff. It's like, I think that's a big thing. It's like, and I know that's whatever decision has been made or so on and so forth. But if you're going to tell me to say, if you're going to say, if for our own, I guess, back end, we're going to support this, then I think people would just buy it and use it in the same time. So use Supabase for the engine and for everything else. And then basically use yourself just for like blogs or whatever, kind of the public stuff. I just saw someone kind of putting in UIs like in the chat saying like, they kind of love a UI builder for edge functions. Not sure if that was your question, Matthew, but like,
kind of, yeah. I wasn't sure how much I can say. I was leaving the news links to Flo, but yeah, that's what I was just trying to get out the
so like building edge functions from a UI point of view.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, I'll use that. Yeah, for sure. But probably not like Xano, to be honest, because I understand how Xano would be very, very easy for a developer when they think about, and now you do a loop, and this particular loop does this and that, while you're comparing that with you're typing and saying, go in there and find this, and for every record that we're adding, just make it +1. A person that just writes that, they don't have to think about, and I have to do a loop and stuff. It's much easier. So that's the thing, is like, if you're kind of going towards that same UI for that, I don't think it would click for, I guess, individuals like me. Probably for more developers, more heavy duty developers, they would.
But if it was in a WeWeb workflow interface, for example?
Yeah. No, I mean, you're just adding things right now. Yeah. I mean, you guys, whenever you guys are ready, I'm happy to kind of beta test and stuff like that for sure. Always happy to kind of do those type of things. But yeah. I mean, for sure, stuff that we can do directly from WeWeb, it would be really, really useful. Oh, you're just showing off right now.
Something like this. So yeah, I can tease Matthew today. I can tease a bit. So indeed, Matthew was asking, because in here, this is the backend class. This is the new interface for the front-end side. So all what you had in the top bar is now on the left-hand side. And in here, you can manage your data, so some tables and everything. And you can create some workflows. And this is a backend workflow. It's like an edge function. It's an endpoint. And it's the same UI, but you have more options, more integrations, and so on. So indeed, right now we are pushing it into our own. It's a Lambda. It's like an edge function.
Yeah.
But we are discussing with Superbase. So Superbase will be supported, but not for this. But this is something we can think about if you really want to stick with Superbase. And yeah. And one other thing I wanted to show at first, it was we changed the log, so you will be able to see workflows. And for example, this one. And if you have a workflow, if you are coding a global workflow inside, you will be able to expand and see what's inside. And if you click on it, we will open the workflow. So I think it will be easier for you to understand what's going on in your application, especially if AI created something for you.
Yeah. And also, Flo, sorry, the coolest part about debugging for me is you can now see the results. So I don't know if you want to show that off, Flo, where you can see the individual results of the actions, where when you actually go into the workflow.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
you can hover here, and every single action you see the result of it, which is so helpful for debugging. It's crazy. And configuration, you can see actually what was passed into the action. It's so helpful.
You literally just took the words out of my mouth. You literally just did. I was going to say that a while ago I used to. Well, I kind of still do work with Salesforce as a tool, and they have a functionality called flows, basically, which is your workflows in here. And whenever you go into debug of that, it kind of shows you visually. It's like, oh, I came here and I kind of did this and I kind of did this. And I was thinking like, oh, it would be good to kind of highlight a particular point and kind of see what happened in there. But I kind of like that. To be honest, that's kind of my current workflow per se. It's like, okay, I'm doing something. And that's the other thing that I like with this. Or even the existing functionality, I go into the workflow and it already shows me kind of the green path that it took, and then I can click on it and I can see, okay, this would have been kind of the result. So yeah. No, I mean, if we're improving those type of things, I think this is pretty cool. Yeah, I like it.
Super.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, thanks a lot, guys.
And it will be live next week, is it, Flo? Or
I'd love that.
No,
we're testing, and indeed we opened the beta test, so it's a beta for now.
Sure.
And I hope we'll be able to open the beta to everyone in the coming weeks. So we are still testing, organizing this, and of course I'd like to ship as soon as possible. But we still have the storage to finalize and some other details, but this is coming really. We can't wait to give it to you all so you can play and test and tell us what we should prioritize.
I don't think it would be that so I don't know, is it version control or something like that people keep asking, or other individuals kind of keep asking?
The branching.
The branching. Yeah. I was thinking, or so for a client that I'm kind of building something for them, I think something like that would kind of really work. But I was thinking, what's the difference between that from your point of view with the in comparison with what we have right now with staging, because right now there is the staging environment, isn't it, that you kind of deploy and you test in there.
Yeah.
And I guess the branching would be that I would be able to select individual features or individual developments that I've done and deploy. Is that basically what is the request out there?
Yeah, exactly. It's to create a kind of a safe area where you can work on a feature. And for example, let's say you have a feature that takes time, and someone else you are working with someone else. It's super powerful when you have a team on the same project, because someone is working on something, but it won't prevent you from working quickly on something else and push.
And push, yeah.
And push, you push in staging and then in production, but you are still working on that feature, that branch, and then you can merge that branch to the current main version. And even if you worked on something else meanwhile, so if you did not, if you are not touching the same thing, it will work immediately. Like it will be merged, no conflicts. So this is the easy way. But if, for example, you are working on a feature on a workflow, and at one point you touch a global workflow, for example, but when you were working on a quick fix, for example, you also touched that global workflow. We don't know which one to take. This is what is quite complex, because you need to manage the conflicts at that point, choose which ones win, and sometimes create a new one. So this is why it's not that simple to do, and we decided to wait for shipping all this new version with the backend, and then when we're gonna have front-end and backend, we'll be able to do the branching.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that would be basically, from my point of view, kind of the kind of wish list type thing. Is like, okay, you're probably working on a few things in the same time on the same project. You finish some, you're still work in progress with some, and so on and so forth. And you just want one of those things to go forward, basically, just one feature to be deployed to staging or to be deployed to production. But right now you kind of can't. Basically, you just have to deploy the entire project, which means you're kind of deploying, including, I guess, unfinished work. Okay. But well, I guess you guys should subscribe to this app called WeWeb, and you should ship like them.
That's kind.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Well, anyway, I'll leave you guys with that. Thanks for your time. I'll see if I can sort this thing out with.
Tell us, really. Try JavaScript, and then if it's not working, you're gonna have to fork.
For sure. Anyway, Happy New Year again, and speak to you next week, hopefully.
Speak soon.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Cool. Right. In the meantime, I think there was one main question in chat. We had a few messages. Happy New Year, Anton. Good to see you. Hope you enjoyed the holidays. And then I think it's Eric. Apologies if I'm remembering the name incorrectly, but I think it's Eric. He says, anyway, could we get any way we can get save points in the new version? I guess kind of like cursor, where you can revert to a specific point as opposed to just the last one. Not sure what you're thinking, Flo.
I will say yes and no. So it depends. Sometimes yes, we are going to try to have those kind of places where you can click and undo what have been done, but we won't be able to undo absolutely everything. For example, on the backend side, when you touch the table, the DB, you won't be able to really undo everything. So that's why sometimes it will be possible, sometimes not. But this is something we're working on, improving the artifacts so you can undo easily what has been done with AI.
Yeah. Although I might have overcomplicated that one, to be honest, because I think we might have that right now, Eric, because you could create a backup. So if you wanted to save almost a point in time and revert to that, currently you could create a backup. So it would be possible right now. But as Flo says, with the experience, it will differ slightly.
Exactly. You can commit at the top, the publishing, And depending on your plan, you can create automatically a backup, or maybe you will have to create a backup manually. But if you really need to have a safe, really kind of a safe point that you can always go back to, you need to create a backup indeed.
Yeah. And he also says, I'm a Superbase fan. I think Emmerich mentioned this when we were talking. He would love a UI for building edge functions. So it's good to know. A question from Aldi as we were going through it. I think he's talking about when we were showing the backend. He was asking, would the backend integrate with Xano in any way?
No, it will be quite a bit different. It won't be the same UX. This is something we're still working on, and also with them. We plan to have some workshops with them. But basically, with what I've shown, you're gonna have to choose what backend you want to use, and if you choose Xano, you won't have the same interface. So you will see all the endpoints. You will see everything that is linked to Xano. You will have some links to Xano, but it won't be you won't have the workflow builder that I've shown just before.
And then he had, before that, Eric said he loves the results view. So seeing the results of the specific actions in the logs.
Super.
And then Aldi had another question, how can I find a component that I forked? So give me 1 second and I shall share my screen just because I have it up. So there's 2 places you can find the forked components. One is inside of the add panel. You can open coded and any forked components will appear here. And there's also another second way to find it, which is a bit hidden. In the more panel, there's component editor. And then from inside of here, you'll have all your components. So here you can edit it, but I guess probably the crux of your question is how can I find it to add it to the page? And that would be in the add panel inside the coded components tab. And I think, yeah, Sean has joined us. So I think we'll have time to quickly switch over to Sean. Hey, Sean.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. Happy New Year. How are you?
Happy New Year. Oh, good. We got both of you.
Yes. Welcome to the party.
I can ask the real questions now.
I'm scared.
Far away. I'll leave now, Flo. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. This one should be easy. You know how things kind of get, just getting things centered. I'm having trouble. And so right here in the box, I'm trying to get all these lined up, but you can see just they're slightly off, like the far drop down and the first K EIP is not aligned, just like the others for some reason. And I've been playing with it for a while and I'm not having any luck.
If you click on HFlex in the layout tree, so the container all of these are in, you see you have that EIP card label text element selected, and then it's inside of a div called HFlex.
HFlex, yep.
Yeah, if you click that one, and then if you open the layout panel, so you've got it collapsed at the minute on the right-hand side. You have alignment centered. If you could scroll to the bottom, I'm wondering if there's some CSS or something.
Definitely no CSS. Yeah.
Okay, maybe you have some margin applied to.
That's what I was thinking.
Could you click on that EIP card label text element again? I'm wondering if there's. And then if you hover the HFlex, like don't click on it. I'm just trying to see the its alignment in. Yeah, because it's slightly, I can't see fully, but it's slightly to the top, right? Or is it centered and the other ones are not centered? I think it's the other ones that are not centered.
I think KIP is a little high.
Okay. And there's no margin on it there. Could you try clicking on target? So that the div that target is inside of? You see, sorry, target is in the text. So the text that says target.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you click on the div that this is inside of.
Which is div here, yeah.
Yeah. And then because that right select is a bit to the bottom. So if you go to the layout on the right of this, I'm wondering if this one isn't centered. Yeah, so alignment, you see this, yep, this one, if you click the centered one, so the second one.
Ah, there we go.
And so, but now target's off, so I'm wondering if...
Target's off.
That's odd. And there's no margin on it or anything?
No. Let's see. No, just to the right.
If you click margin, the actual text here.
Oh.
If you click it and then press reset.
There it is.
Okay. This is unfortunately, this is a bit of a thing. Did you import this with Figma or did you get AI to create it?
Not AI.
Okay, yeah, I think this might be a little thing with AI sometimes where it can do something with the margin.
I knew there was a little trick. Just got to get Flo on the
So yeah, it's something to be aware of. If you see something like that where there's padding or margin, but I don't know if you saw it added 2 margin to the right, but that kind of unit selector where you choose pixels or percentage or whatever, it was blank. So if you see something like that where the unit is blank, it's worth resetting it like you did there.
Oh, all right. And resetting it, you click here.
Yeah.
That's
so if it's kind of just one of those nuances, if something is highlighted, so the way margin had that slightly white background, if something is highlighted, that means a style has been applied other than just the default of whatever it comes with.
Let's do that to this one too. There we go. I fixed it. Perfect. Genius. All right. And then in terms of like charting and things, I want to edit the rollovers here where when you roll over a tiny little button or point, it gives you and I think that's under edit option. Is that right? Is that nested in here somewhere?
I think so. This would be something specific to Chart.js. I'm not sure if you know for definite Flow, but I believe you can customize the styling of it inside of this options JSON, but I'm not 100%.
Okay. Should I convert this to no code or not to be safe?
No.
Okay.
No. Keep it in JavaScript.
Okay.
So the issue with Chart.js is that you might need a specific add-on to do it. Maybe sometimes it's the case. Have you tried to ask AI to change this?
No, I will. I just thought short-circuit it with you. So
yeah, I think that's a good option. Like if you in that formula, if you click on it's the bubble, the green bubble at the top of this panel. Yeah, this one. You can edit this one with AI and ask for a change of style. And if it's possible, I think it will find out what you fill in here to change.
So can I just ask it if it's possible? Or should I just say add the words?
Ask what you want in here. Change the style of the.
Let's do something easy. Change the background of the. It's called rollover. What do you call that thing?
Tooltip.
Tooltip on each grid to Maman. I can't imagine how much testing it took to get all this AI right. I bet it took just a lot.
Yeah, our QA guy, I feel sorry for him sometimes.
I know. I mean, that is like, there's so many options in this tool set. So
it did something, I think.
Yeah. Let's try.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Yeah. All right, look at that. We don't even need that.
We're out of a job.
Yeah, no, appreciate it. Well, that got us in at 1 o'clock. I really appreciate your help.
Super.
I'll come with some harder questions next week.
Super.
Please come, Flo, and join us then, so we can take the hard ones.
He's been tremendous, Flo. I'm so happy with him. So.
Super.
Thanks again. Look forward to.
Thank you.
Sure.
See you next week.
All right,
see you. And then quickly, there was a few other questions. So AD had an issue with the undefined elements. I think the best course of action would be to put in a ticket for this, AD, but I'm not sure if Flo, is there a known way that usually causes this, or can it be completely random?
No, this is something that we are hunting. So please create a ticket, and it will go directly to the tech team. We'll remove the undefined element, recover it if we can, and then usually it triggers someone in the tech team to try to understand what happened, because it should not happen.
Yeah. And then Anton was asking about exporting the AI generated components. I don't know because I know we want to change basically the custom coded component building process. Do you think that'll be something in the future we look at?
That's a good point. Yes, definitely yes.
And then AD said not the coded component. I think he meant what I said, where I showed him how to add that, but I'm not sure what other components you can fork. I'll stick around in the chat, AD. Could you let me know what you mean by not the coded component? Because I'm not sure what you could have forked then if it wasn't one of the coded components. But regardless of which component you did fork, I think it would still be in the add panel, just potentially under a different section, like if you duplicated a no-code component or something like that. But put some more information in the chat and I'll answer. Cool. Right. Okay. I think that is us. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Happy New Year once again. Thank you for joining me, Flo. Please come back for the super hard questions next week.
Okay. I should do that.
Cheers. And then I will quickly show you the AD then. So it would just be an assets AD. So where I showed you in the add panel, the forked elements appear in the assets panel. Although I think you can't. Can you fork if you fork an element, it still appears as a coded component. So it would still be there, AD.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. Okay. Right.
All right.
Thank you so much,
Cheers,
everyone.
everyone.
See you guys next week.